I don't know why that did it with my laptop. It's being dumb today. But anyway, hi, welcome back to my channel. And today for my video, I am going to be talking about my experience here at MSU. I'm technically done with the semester and I'm graduating tomorrow, so I'm like, I can spell the tea because I'm like, y'all ain't gonna do nothing to me. Um, MSU was not my original choice. It was originally going to be ASU in Arizona, but it was too expensive, and it was too expensive for me. So yeah, I chose MSU because A, it was cheaper, um, and B, it was a nice middle ground. Like I have enough space like away from home, but not too much space away from home, so it was like nice in the middle. So yeah. Freshman year, I lived in Juniper Hall my freshman year, like the newest one, the newest residence hall that they had. They were still they were still doing the final touches when I was living in there, um, and my roommate was cool. Well, pretty much all the roommates I had was really cool. I liked all my roommates, but my first roommate, my freshman year, I we didn't hang out that much. Like every now and then we would like have like a small conversation, but other than that, we just do our own thing. Um, and then freshman year, I also started joining the LGBT programs and the clubs. And I made a lot of good friends who I'm still friends with now, who I got really close to over the years. Um, so yeah, and then also freshman year was the first time I dressed up. I borrowed a friend's dress along with her necklace, and she also did my makeup. It was for a drag ball that we had, and that was a lot of fun. Um, I went, I went, I did have my moments though. I went through a couple of, I went through a couple shit, a couple messed up shit. And yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm not gonna go too in depth about it. Let's just say I had to go to counseling by the end of those two things. Well, mainly one thing. Um, Mainly one of those things. Not a lot of people know about the other thing, but yeah. But then, unfortunately, after winter break, COVID happened, and during my winter break, all of us had to leave the campus and pack up and move back to our homes because of the pandemic was starting, and then everything was transitioned to online, which leads me to sophomore year. Sophomore year was just there. I COVID and the pandemic was still going on. We were all in quarantine, and to be honest, all my classes was online, so I just stayed at home because I was like, there's no point in me wasting money to to live on campus, and the campus is damn near dead, and all my classes is online. I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I just stayed at home and did my classes. Not gonna lie, I did not like doing online classes. I did not like it. The only thing I liked about online classes is that I was able to do the assignments at my own pace. That was the only good thing. Other than that, I did not like doing online classes because I'm just sitting on my bed looking, staring at my computer screen for hours, and I get more tired and more drained than I would be compared to me having to physically walk to a classroom. So I did not like it. So yeah, that was pretty much it. And also, I didn't really get involved. I did not get involved with the LGBT programs and the clubs that often when everything was online, because I was like, it's not the same. I only went there like a few times, like 2 or 3 times. I went to a meeting, and that was like during like a game night, and those meetings was a game night, and like one movie night. That was when we watched Hocus Pocus, but that was about it. I did go to I guess like a panel or whatever it was with one of AEW's referees, Audrey, um, it no Aubrey, my bad. Um, which was cool. I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, but again, I wish it was in person. But again, COVID. Um, so yeah, so yeah, so yeah. Oh yeah, freshman year. Also, how did I forget about this? Ugh. Uh, God damn it, Xavier. Freshman year was also when I met my boyfriend. And we have been together for all these years up to say we are still going strong. We met through a mutual friend, and we started talking. My friends say that we were flirting, even though I didn't think I was flirting, and neither did he. We just thought that we were just having a conversation and getting to know each other. So yeah, and then we ended up having each other's number and text, and then we officially started dating and being together on on November 21st to be exact. So yeah. So now that I also mentioned that for my freshman year, and then sophomore year, I'm sophomore year didn't do much. Nothing much happened. Junior year, I was able to move back on campus because the pandemic and COVID was starting to get better. So yeah, I was able to move back on campus, especially since some of my classes was either hybrid, like a mixture of in person and online, or they were just in person again. Um, so yeah, I lived in Chimisa at H on the second floor. I had three roommates. All of them was cool. All of them was cute. uh, um, yeah. But yeah, all of them was cool. All of them was fine with me being gay. They accepted me being gay, and I was fine with that. I definitely interacted with them and hung out with them more compared to the previous roommate I had my freshman year. Um, so yeah, and then junior year I'd say junior year is when I kind of like broke out of my shell, um, because junior year was kind of when I was when I made my drag debut during the spring semester. Um, I did two songs. Um, it was during the drag show on campus, and I did two songs. The first song I did was Buttons. I don't know where the performance is. I don't have the performance, and neither does the person who recorded it, which is probably a good reason. She she locked in a wall far far away, and she ain't never come back, which I don't mind because that was literally my first performance, and yeah, I was nervous, and I feel like and I feel like people could tell that I was nervous. um, but yeah, the second song I did is DNA, which I just put in my channel like last night. Um, so yeah, and people said I did good, especially with even being my first time. Like I did good. Like, even the host, the professional, said I did good. Like they asked me if it was my first time or if I've done this before, and I told them that it was my first time, and they was like, and then they was like, it didn't seem like it was your first time. I was like adrenaline. And I was like adrenaline was my best friend. Um, and then yeah, and then when I got back here, I started to get more involved with LGBT programs again. I got myself involved in also with um, Gay Anime Club and GDA, which is Gender Diverse Aggies. Besides Aggies, which was the main and the only one I went to. But yeah, I got involved with other LGBT clubs in the programs, and I made more friends. And then I'm going all over the place, but yeah, I'm gonna my experiences, and then I'm gonna mention everything else I just remembered. Um, but yeah, then senior year, um, yeah, fall semester wasn't terrible. I didn't mind the fall semester. It was fine. Fall semester, it was just how it was. Like I was junior year. Except that everything was except that almost all my classes was in person. I only had like one class that was online. And then yeah, just hung out with my friends and all that. Um, and the drag show we had in October, that night was cold as hell. It was so cold, but it was a lot of fun. And I performed Lightning by Little Mix. Is also on my channel as well. Um, well, at least the highlights. I don't have the full video. I don't have the full performance, but if I do end up getting the full performance, I'm gonna put that in my channel as well. Um, yeah, for the longest time, that was a lot of people's. That was my friend's favorite performance for the longest time. Um, I mean, shoot, I even had Calorie Kardashian from RuPaul's Drag Race complimenting me and telling me that I fucked it up. I was like, I did really good, and she even recorded me and like recorded like part of my performance and put it on her Instagram story. I was gagging. I was getting my life with that. I could not believe it. And then yeah. Um then this semester, the spring semester, it was too much going on. I did not. This semester was just crazy. It was too much going on. It's so stressful. Like, where do I start? January, when all of us came back from winter break, the first thing that happened was the first thing I heard that I already knew like this was gonna go to shit was the whole hazing, not even haze, like hazing damn near it's like like sexual assault on like in that happened in the men's basketball team, and I was like, what? Well, I was like, what the fuck? I was like, okay, so that's where we're going. Okay, yeah, and then also in GDA, I didn't go to GD. I didn't go to that meeting, or I did, but I left early. And I'm kind of glad I did because something happened. I'm not gonna go into I'm not gonna talk about what happened like in detail, but something dramatic happened. Yeah, and that changed GDA. And then once I found out about it, I was like, yeah, no, I'm not participating in that club anymore. The only reason why I even went there on Thursdays was to hang out with a friend, who was working behind the desk on that day, and that's it. And then another thing is the campus bringing Matt Walsh here to talk about like trans rights, which I was like, and they were thinking about it, and they were thinking about it since January, and then they have him come here. They have him come here the day before we had our drag show. What the hell's that? Like, they had him come here on the day before the drag show. It's already bad enough that they had him come to the drag show because my thing is like, how do y'all not know? Well, they most likely know on who he is, like, or like what kind of controversy he brings, and they know what will most likely happen and how people will react. Like, people is gonna be pissed and they're gonna protest, which happened. Like, there was a big protest, and to be honest, that just messed up the whole vibe that day. And also with the drag show, it's like we had to have like security for the drag show just in case someone wanna all of a sudden get crazy. So yeah, that was just straight up bullshit. Excuse my language, but it was straight up bullshit of what they did, because they've been planning this since January, and it's like, y'all have them come here on like the day before the drag show. Like, really? I'm like, that I always knew that they did not care for the LGBT programs because of the actions they do. I'm like, I feel like they only have the programs just to show that they are diverse, because because besides the mouthwash thing, they don't promote us like that, except for the events that we have. The university don't promote us. Like, the programs would have to promote themselves regarding like the clubs and what they do, like whether it's tabling or social media. Like, the campus doesn't do that. And another thing, like, they had the programs move rooms, in a room in a hallway in the main student building, where it's like more invisible, like would not let people go through that hallway. And to be honest, when we first moved into that office or whatever, people got lost for the first meeting because people didn't know where the room was. So it's like they do not care. And then, yeah, but anyway, after the mouthwash thing, we had our drag show the next day. It was a lot of fun. We had a big turnout, but not as big as we thought it was going to be. But also, to me, we would have a bigger turnout if it wasn't for the whole Matt Walsh bullshit. Um, but yeah, anyway, I did two songs. Just like I did with my debut, I did. How Can He Paint? That was my first song, and I'm telling you, I'm not going. I have both videos in my channel. But both of them are the highlights. I'm going. I do have the full performance of How Can I Eat the Pain. I am gonna put that in my channel probably today, like sometime today. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. And then, and also I had to go to counseling because not only the shit that was going on campus, also I was also dealing with shit in my personal life as well that was fucking me up, and that was messing up my mental health. So I was like, yeah, I need to go to counseling again. So yeah, I went to counseling again, and I feel better now. I'm just glad the semester's over, and I'm glad I'm graduating because I cannot wait to leave this fucking campus. I cannot wait to leave this fucking university, and it's like I said what I said and I meant what I said. So to be honest, it's like they can kiss my ass. That's how I feel. That's how I feel at this point. And I know that and I know that there's a new chancellor and a new provost, which I hopefully means that leads to more improvement for to the university and to the campus, because I have family that wants to go to the camp, that wants to attend this university. So I'm like, y'all better get y'all shit together, like in general, because also it's like the campus also, I feel like they favor the athletic, well, not feel no, wrong wording. They do favor the athletics department because they give the athletic department so much funding. I mean, the athletic directors and the coaches have more pay than the chancellor, who was in charge, along with the provost. It's like y'all put so much funding into athletics instead of, and athletics is not that good. Well, regarding more on the men's side, the women's side are good. More on the men's side. What for football this past season, they did pretty decent. But yeah, it's like y'all need to consider putting y'all fundings on shit that's more important. Like, I don't know, maybe like fix some shit like in the dorms, or like in residential dorms, or maybe in Chamisa, or I don't know, maybe fix the fucking potholes that's in the streets. Like this, or I don't know, maybe hire more people for the departments, because the departments, the faculty and staff, those poor people are overworked. They are overworked. They go through so much heavy workload because their department is so understaffed, and it's like that's not fair to them. And then also another thing I'm ranting on, so I'm gonna put in my title like in parentheses, rant. Y'all need to get better with fucking Wi-Fi. Because the Wi-Fi here on campus sucks, especially when you get onto certain areas of the campus. The Wi-Fi sucks, for real. I don't know how many times I've gotten so mad while playing a game, and the Wi-Fi is fucking up my game. Jeez. Also, I'm gonna go back to freshman year because there was something I forgot to mention. I was taking a biology class, and I had both the lecture and a lab. The TA I had for the lab, I did not like her, and I was the only one. No one in that lab liked her because she was a bitch. She was a straight up bitch. Her attitude was stank. She was just rude, and to be honest, it's like whenever we would ask her for some help if we didn't understand something, she would either like, I don't know, or she'll like, just look at your manual. It's like, bitch. It's like, bitch. And the first of all, I couldn't understand you from the thick fucking accent you have. So that I couldn't understand you on that. And also at the same time, it's like, don't be fucking disrespectful. It's like, if I ask you for some help, be helpful. or at least attempt of being helpful instead of being like, I don't know. Or be like, just look at your manuals right there. It's like it's your job as a TA to help the students succeed as if you were an actual professor. Don't be coming up with the kind of energy. And then when someone gets an attitude with her, she'll be like, is there a problem here? It's like, yes, there is a problem. Your attitude is stank. You're rude and no one likes you. That's literally when we had our evaluation on her, all of us said the same thing. Her attitude was not good. She never helped us. She would always be like, I don't know, or she'd be like look at your manual. Yeah. Ooh, sorry. Ooh, calm down, Xavier. You get mad. I'm surprised I haven't stuttered. I'm surprised I haven't started stuttering yet. And then, but yeah, going back to this year, senior year, this semester I had this professor, in the journalism department. I have mixed feelings about him. Like, he's enthusiastic, which I like, which is something that's a positive of him. That means he's passionate. And he has a lot of energy, which sometimes is good, but sometimes it's bad. But also sometimes it can get on my nerves low key because it's just like, okay, dude, I'm gonna need you to calm down. But no, the main thing I did not like about it is like he constantly does this to get people's attention. He likes to snap. He has a tendency to snap his fingers at people to get their attention. It's including me. Because, and that I don't like that. One time he snapped his fingers at me. The class was already over, but for some reason he wanted all of us to stay in the class because he wanted to talk about something. But he wasn't even talking to the whole class. He was talking to a specific group of people about the fucking news broadcast to see how it went. Like the specific people that was doing the cameras and the teleprompter that night. So I was taking the time on my phone because I needed to do something after class. So yeah, and I was looking at my phone. He said, "Xavier, focus." I was so mad because it's like my own mom doesn't do that to me. My mom doesn't snap the finger. My mom does not snap her fingers at me. It's like, what makes you think, as a professor, that they can snap your fingers at me, a student? You really think that's respectful? Because it's like, if I would have done this to him, he would have got pissed at me. I do not like that. It's like, there are different ways for you to get my attention. Don't snap your fingers at me because I'm not your fucking child and I'm not a fucking animal. So you better treat me with fucking respect. And that's just it. But, ooh, girl, I'm parched. I was ranting, talking for a long time. But yeah. And then also another thing, people got me fucked also. But this semester people had me fucked up because not only with the whole Matt Walsh thing, but with the drag show, I found out that there was some comments about me on fucking Instagram, not on my account, but on NMSU's account, because they did like a short highlight reel of the show. And on the description it had my drag name on it, which is triple X, the word triple and the one X. Just to be clear, just in case someone hears triple X and they want to be too literate, it's a play on my name. My name is Xavier, starts with an X, so it's a play on my name, okay? It has nothing to do with porn, as how most of those dumbasses thought it was on fucking Instagram. They took it too literate, associated with porn, and they was like, and they was trying to be like, oh my god, they have someone named Triple X performing on campus. Ooh, oh my god, they got porn on here. The fuck, bitch. Like that irritated me a little bit, but that's not what got me the most. What got me the most is that some of these bitches had the audacity to say that some of the drag queens is fucking pedophiles. That's what pissed me off. Including me, because there was a child in the crowd and she performed with one drag queen, so they wanted to say that some of the drag queens, including me, was pedophiles. Like, what the fuck? Like, are you fucking dumb, stupid, or slow? Or are you too insecure about yourselves that all you want to do is just bash people who are more confident than you will ever be in your entire life? Don't be mad at me because I'm comfortable in my skin and that I'm so confident in myself, and you are too busy being so insecure about yourselves that you want to bash me. And the thing that fucked me up is that they are MSU alumni. So you're alumni and you want to act like this? It was like, oh, this is not the MSU I know. Well, no fucking shit. Because it's like, y'all are older and y'all are more of an older generation. Things were different back then. Things have changed since you left, clearly. But no, you are so stuck into your own beliefs that you don't want to open your eyes and just be open of the changes that happen, because people are so afraid of fucking changes. Let me calm down. But yeah, overall, I'm just glad I'm graduating tomorrow. I'm glad I'm done. I can't wait to be done with this shit. For real, for real. But yeah, I was all over the place. I went on this whole rant. I went on a rant. But yeah, thank you for watching the video. Make sure you like, comment, and comment, and subscribe if I can say it correctly. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.